basically on the patch. There's a very good patch for this specific duo.
I hear so much enthusiasm in your voice, Kobe, about what we're about to witness in that series against FlyQuest. Had full objective control, clearly prioritizing that, but this time around, it's Dignitas that grabbed that.
The minor regions, but all the major regions, no one has a death percentage that high. And he's just applying pressure. If they do kill him with this gank, it'll open up Dragon, but he's on knife's edge. He might get a kill, though.
Yeah, FakeGod got chunked down. River goes in with a flag and drag. The Cataclysm is up. He drags his life first. Wippo gets it. 2 kills. And that gold will continue to expand as he chunks down onto that top turret just that much more.
Just drops. When you get 2v1, because as you say, Dad, not only did you just lose your skirmish line, you created your own death zone here. Wippo not trapped in there with you, you're trapped in there.
Make sure that they have those outer turrets in their favor. Neo gonna try and trade for one right now, though, to get the first Dignitas turret.
Teleport coming off of cooldown extremely shortly, so it will be lined up for the dragon fight, but they're not even waiting for that advantage. Santorin fighting in the river.
Still 2 minutes to go on that, but River getting chunked down. Another Cataclysm gets the flash out from Santorin, and he's pursued by Blue. A flash forward in response, gets the kill. That's a good play for Biofrost to get the kill onto Ayla here. 3 down on Team Liquid. Dignitas making a stand.
As soon as you start singing their praises, they forget that Wippo is the one winning this game. Team Liquid was not winning.
Turret, if you recall from Dignitas last year, FakeGod Neo making a name for themselves.
The correct call in both cases here, Dig. Even though Dig in the previous one, big winners, in this one, oh yeah, they're losing an objective.
They're pushing a wave, they're trying to find timings, and they're hoping the TL oversteps.
And that is exactly why in Champ Select we started talking about how Jarvan is not a universally effective pick, but take a look here.
Hold up, River tried to go in to get some chunk onto Santorin, throws FakeGod, does belly out of this one. Teleport to bring the full team.
He's dead.
4 people, all right, 4 people can take it down.
Mama, Papa, the kids have all arrived. Wippo flash forward to want to get this onto Blue. The Chaos Storm has dropped to get a lot of damage right outside of the Cataclysm. He falls, and Ganny turns back a bit. Minions too strong. And finally up on the bot side. You can see on your map that the Team Liquid members are...
A vision here from Dig around the Baron, forcing Team Liquid. Base
Oh,
check.
hook over the wall into Wippo, the knock up, the follow-up, Santorin's in it, activates the ultimate as well, knock up onto FakeGod too, Santorin getting stunned up in the middle of the action, Bjergsen poking from the outside with the missile barrage, Biofrost
River, and TL doesn't have a great way of retaking the zone. They can sit out here and poke, but here's the fight.
Oh, root means that you gotta get that package out of the equation for Bjergsen. Going in, FakeGod, he has enough of the sustain to keep him in this fight. Hansama, nice and under the guise of protection, can back off of this as well. Lots of times where this time we only get the 1 kill onto Santorin, but it's so much more than we've had in times past. Blue, look at that chunk down, goes into stasis. Wippo's right on top of him, Cataclysm thrown on the other side. A great hook to follow here. Grabs onto Ayla. His attention is onto River, and he can't take someone down in the process.
Doing it like they 2-0'd 100 Thieves, and they're about to take Baron against TL in game 1. But there's a Cloud Soul that's attempted to be taken. Dig is here to cover.
Oh, some zoning. Hansama gets the brunt.
So much of it is about spacing, right? They have the engage tools, but if the engage doesn't happen well in range of the damage, it's not going to be effective. They've been able to win these fights, and here comes another fake engage by River. He gets pretty chunked, though.
Biofrost making sure to hover in the jungle alcove so that he can hook anybody if they go too deep onto his team. The Red Bull Baron buff still in play for Dignitas, allows them to take that tier 2 in the bot side, moving as a unit towards mid, but leaving Victor behind so they can take that
package timing to expire.
It's officially pulled out of the pit. They have the firepower needed if they should go for it. FakeGod zoning on the off skirts, standing inside the smoke screen, doesn't have vision of the rest of the team. Manages to find his way over to Blue, who goes into Stasis once again. Some healing for the Dignitas squad. The Dragon is continuing to get focus. A good chunk down onto Biofrost and Neo. The flash to follow. That sentence lands onto Ayla. Ayla pops to the back. Makes sure to gobble up Bjergsen to keep him safe here as well. Too many members of Dignitas are nice and low. They can't chunk into this.
Yeah, FakeGod got chunked out, and Chaos Storm was used. This Baron, or this Dragon is going to go this quickly.
And Neo resurrecting at this point of time. River getting knocked up in the pit. It's the jungler versus jungler around the actual objective itself. While Bjergsen wants to get the rockets through. FakeGod flashes in. Cataclysm thrown up. He gets blown up in the middle of the action. Santorin way too low to get into it himself. Now Ayla zoning. Oh, turning it back onto the frog himself. Dignitas coming through and chasing out Team Liquid. Way for Team Liquid to be able to come up onto this. Teleport not available for Wippo. He's just still chilling here. On the bot side has Bjergsen to help him out as Fake God does belly away. And there you have it, baby. Red Bull Baron buff number 2.
The Baron in. Dig have a lot of cannon waves to work with. 2 minutes left on this
Towards
Baron.
these side lanes, and Team Liquid will have more difficulty
Teleport
to offset. Teleport near Blue, and Blue knows that it's coming, so he sends down the Death Wave, and he goes, pop, Wippo! I knock you on the hit. I want to play this Hippo time and get you out of the fight. So Team Liquid know that they are undervalued here. Sentinel crossing along, all of them. Cataclysm into the backline. Ayla is locked inside here. Hansama doing his best to poke from the outskirts, but Fake God has his eye on him. River ends up flashing for the kill. Bjergsen is on his own to try and defend the Team Liquid base here. And Corky in the end is just a little Yordle, baby. Can't do much to go against the power that Dignitas have brought through. Nexus turret number 1, Nexus turret number 2. Bottom of the draft in lock-in. Top of game number 1 in our first semifinal.
It's Dignitas, baby. The party for the knockup, but Jinx there being buffed up by Lulu is another big mid-game powerhouse. You have to avoid the engage from the Diana, though, and if Dig want to slap more engage on top of it
at the same time. Sure. Yeah.
Dignitas capitalizing upon the information that they were given.
From Diana, he needs to be able to dodge a CC one-shot.
No flash on Wippo. He's got the Ignite Gwen.
They got a little tired of getting bullied up here. Flashing forward, the knockback onto Wippo, raining down of damage. First blood over.
The game is either they have completely dominant side lanes and they just accrue this 5,000 or 10,000 gold advantage and you just can never walk into them to fight, or they start stacking objectives and force you in. But Dignitas has the Rift Herald, they have the Dragon, they're the ones stacking the objectives. That is a solo kill.
Solo bolo for
it.
Wippo. Yeah, Blue and River made the rotation through to try and punish it. The knock up from Yasuo, another slice of the knife.
Dragon, though, picked up on the side of Team Liquid because River just transitioned right back through onto Blue Quadrant, and bottom lane pushing up. Lulu Jinx is definitely something that has a really nice mid-game curve, being able to speed up the Jinx and utilize the extra range with rockets towards the mid-game and start getting those levels in. They go.
Light Sigil drop down on the bot side. Bjergsen comes in with the package for Fake God. Some more needlework will do it on top. Wippo getting that kill credit. Meanwhile, on the bottom, it's the trade. River right here on his camp, so he's going to join the party. A stun onto Santorin. Follow up. Ayla is here as well to throw out the whimsy. Wippo, he's coming through with a house of miss. A nice knock-up. Blue gets it. Everybody's going to circle onto Wippo. The rock down from Bjergsen to dish out some additional damage, and Blue, while exhausted, continues to go in on Bjergsen. Not quite shut down. Flash to the right to avoid the NATO, and Fake God keeps his sights on the enemy mid laner. Taken down Bjergsen.
Behind him, and the Jinx in front of him.
He sees it, throws up the wind wall, but Wippo's got some quick footwork of his own, throws out the needlework. So Blue is on the retreat, and Fake God is here, activates the Dominus, but he is smashed between way too many members of Team Liquid. Blue under the retreat of the turret. A nice big wild growth. Wippo gets it.
And you got to keep your eyes on the minimap. This is a counter push towards mid, and counter pushes when you have Rift Herald in hand are very, very devastating. Can he finish off the tower? It doesn't do damage to itself. Good job saving some health on the Herald there by finishing the turret by hand with the white gun, but secondary turret gets knocked down here with a charge as well. They can't finish it off actually because of package. Package alert, and Bjergsen barely keeps it standing.
Slim margins right there, because if they stay to try and get that turret, they risk not being able to get this Drake. I don't think Santorin's gonna fly in there. Luckily, he doesn't.
Around the bottom, so that is a lot closer, maybe 1 second of travel time off from them trying to get that counterplay. In the end, Team Liquid, they push mid first and still get a tower in reward on bottom side into the hands of Wippo.
And then a flash from River as well in that jungle side, and Fake God finding himself in the 1v1, but on the opposite side of the map, Dominus to keep him alive, but it's not enough. Wippo with another solo kill afforded to him.
Wippo is a problem. He is a problem for Dig
now. I agree.
Controversial statement. Unpopular opinion. Wippo with the
back over towards bot. Doesn't have teleport available if a skirmish does break out. Wippo has his sights on River to see if he can capitalize on it. A little bit to the side from the quite dark for Dignitas. Team Liquid can now focus on the objective. No stepping up thus far from the Dignitas squad.
Pincer, maybe they just want to push.
Oh, Santorin goes in. gets a flash out, gets another. Wippo still in pursuit. Biofrost has to flash over the wall to get into the pit, but that's a lot of needlework damages coming through. River goes in, the solar flare also for some additional healing. Wippo goes into stasis, so does River. Fake God has arrived, slices and dices in. Knock-up means that it's a shutdown in favor of Blue. Hansama gets the return kill, but a lot of blasting across the board. A polymorphed Blue has to set his escape, throws out a NATO, but it's not enough.
They're going to turn for Baron.
They finally took down Wippo, but it cost them everything, Jack.
Yep.
This is a team with Corki and Jinx who have been patiently scaling. So Wippo and Santorin, these two create so much space. They get all of the movement, all of the dashes out of Neo, out of the carry, and then Wippo continues to fight. Double Zonia's here, and Dig think this is our chance to strike. Wippo, the carry, we finally take him down. But guess what? Lulu buffed Jinx and Corki, even with a great re-engage from River to be able to get the combo with Blue. The exhaust that I talked about earlier there, the extra one, Bjergsen has it. He puts it down on the Yasuo.
Okay, and it was Hansama's Jinx doing the majority of the heavy lifting on that, even if Corki got some good damage in during that fight. Now he's in.
That's some veteran stuff. Keep in mind, always thinking about your matchup. Get that exhaust versus that you want to see for the team that has so much damage scaling.
Extended 5.6k in TL's favor. They do have grievous wounds across the board on multiple members to try to cut through some of that, but they got to cut through it right now because Biofrost already chunked a nice knock up onto Fake God. Has to pop the dominance to get out of it. The rocket hits onto River. Tries to get some action with the little bit.
Nexus that allows TL to just clear the inhibitor and get the drag.
Allows you to be an aggressive frontliner.
Oh,
Fake God doesn't have either of those.
Oh, Lottie finds himself going in the opposite direction. Does flash over the wall.
Finds some
Creates
time.
distance. Okay, but there's still 3 Team Liquid
Create
members
some
on
space.
his tail. I think those scales are getting peeled back a little bit. Bjergsen putting a rock between each of them, and that's finally the death.
Advantage here comes again.
Teleport directly in the bush. Wippo, he sees Blue, he goes for it, throws up the hallowed mist, and even some needle will do it. Look at the burn down.
If the team tried to help out Blue, you know, they were too scared to go in. Wippo's fine to teleport into a Diana Yasuo combo.
And now they get to bring that power over towards the mid lane. They had already taken down that bot inhibitor. Now they're looking to do so here as well. Even have a cannon over on that top side to be escorted by Wippo. And Dignitas' world is getting that much smaller.
Yeah, I like your term, Jad. I think it should be the title for this game number 2 is the strength of Wippo. You know, this is episode 2, Revenge of Team Liquid, the strength of Wippo. Massive.
Oh, Biofrost, get him.
Oh no.
No one help.
Biofrost, he's the next target. Has to flash out. Santorin's still on it. Yep, gets the ultimate. We want to see more solos, but it's okay. Team Liquid, they want to try and get the dub to make sure that this is an even series.
I think he could have done it himself. I don't think he needed help.
I like how 2 Santorin flashes it. I got this one.
Just let me participate. The last stand from Dignitas, knock up onto multiple, but it's a resurrection coming through with the GA from the Yasuo. Meanwhile, Team Liquid, they blast through the rest of them. 3 taken down for Dignitas. Blue, as soon as he gets back from that stasis, isn't long for this world. River on the outskirts once more, and Team Liquid, eyes on the Nexus, tie up the series.
A strong recovery after a shaky early.
Heavily on your bottom lane, regardless of how good Neo and Biofrost have been. So I expect it to be the more traditional rise.
Throwing out
Guardian.
the for Peacemaker, some good old poke onto Hansama, throws it back. The hail of arrows hits really strong. Oh, flash! Neo tried to get it, ends up falling. Hansama staying alive. The turret still even in CS thus far, so keeping his own within these trades. A little low though, slapping with the Q.
Yeah, fully stacked Conqueror though, so Aatrox wants the longer trade where he can use all of his Qs there. Wippo got some of the healing, and his jungler is here, so use your extra summoner spell, Santorin.
Somewhat low on mana for Fake God. He did pop a pot to try and fix that somewhat. Oh, went for the flash and the belly fall onto Wippo, but it's not enough. That's a second kill for Team Liquid.
Back right at it here. It's going to be an attempt at the cut. Biofrost lands a snare.
Teleport comes in, and the pop onto Hansama. Blue getting the kill credit for that one.
Both plays were Hansama and Wippo.
Oh, man.
Rise to
Another one.
flash on down. Ayla gets stocked up before he can escape, so that means
That's
River.
the flash play to try and go for the counter kill, and both times they flash out of it. Here comes River, though. He corrected
flash.
bottom lane, and he wants the correct top.
Yep, he hit onto Wippo, and the knock through from River. Poppy has arrived. Fake God stays alive.
Just before the W goes off, gets him against the wall with the Poppy stun, and then topside as well, corrects it for Fake God, so that Wippo can't get out of control. There's the combo.
And
But
the
look at
pressure
the roam.
continues. Onslaught the headshot to finish off onto Hansama. In the end, River and Blue are here if they needed to assist in that moment. Instead, Blast
they're just
going
gonna go.
over. Ayla is here alone under his turret. The wave has come through. The smash through from the Poppy. River a bit knocked up and making sure to keep the turret aggro on him as well to allow the rest of them to slice through, because in the end it's still a catfish, and the Q hit from Neo. Blue gets the kill.
Jungle, they're setting up the Rift Herald. Early move, no AD carries are here.
Oh, Biofrost executes his flash. A barrel thrown through.
Smack
from
him out of
Fake
there.
God. You can hear the wind up to target Ayla and gets him out to the outskirts of the pit.
Ooh.
A blast going over.
That was
a little
so-
hippity
we're
hop.
back!
A little hippity hop there. Okay, so Santorin goes in, gets the slash around with his ultimate. Challenge initiated, and he's chunked, and so is the Catfish. Many members of Dignitas cleaning it up right now and pushing everybody else back from Team Liquid to have fallen. You saw what Fake God is able to do in those fights using the zoning.
Whoa.
River goes over the wall. Bjergsen, wow, that's a lot of blast.
Catches Bjergsen. Bjergsen had flash, but because River comes out of the fog of war, flashes over right into the wall, it is
Getting that Drake that they've been setting up for some time.
And you need to stay ahead of it. Junglers looking towards topside here. It is a Rift Herald in the hands of Santorin. So he can pop it, get the tower aggro on that, go with Wippo. It's a Rise and Poppy quickly coming though. They've got to get out of there.
Realm Warp has arrived. He has the cavalry, so it's the 3v2. Rift Herald does crash through. Blue knocked up. Santorin issuing the crescent guard. Wippo can't stay alive even after popping his own ult.
Still very, very controversial. But I'm definitely with it this time around. Still very, very controversial. But I'm definitely with it this time around.
Yeah, but let's check in on the game state
that they
now.
took down when they got the first Shelly.
Yep, very good job by them. Step number 1, put the vision in. Step number 2, get into that river, place your traps. Poppy starting up the dragon for themselves. The split pushing is not going to get answered. We see the recall being channeled from Bjergsen, and number 2 will go the way of Dig. Fake God is going for it.
Teleport coming directly onto the turret. Ultimate activated by Wippo, so he has some of the speed to get out, but the Realm Warp directly behind him alongside a fellow teleport coming through too. He's still alive and gets the good hit onto Biofrost after he arrives, and in the end, Fake God.
And they keep up the pressure, keep pushing ahead. This power curve, utilize Rift Herald and mid, and Wippo on top, trying to flank.
Oop, dropping down the Herald and then zoning on the rest. Santorin gets knocked up, and Wippo once again activated. The pushback from Santorin goes to target Blue right now, who has that swifty ability to exit on his own right, but Wippo's still in pursuit. Hits him with a Q. Ayla's here, goes under and pops right back up. Chaos Storm directly onto Biofrost. That's too much damage for him to take. Dignitas fall, lose 3 in the skirmish.
By the Rise roam to build up that lead from Caitlyn. They just run right through Dig in that fight.
I gotta watch that replay and how Neo ended up being used, though.
Okay.
Dignitas do look like they want to contest this. Ace in the hole. Doesn't really do much to Ayla, who is willing to chunk that. 2 hit out by the Poppy with the hammer coming on down. So Team Liquid, they make sure to back off for just some time being, but River's already on the outskirts with a Fake God. Santorin locked up here. A good stun up onto the Battle Mage of Blue, and no more
Then you saw the Tom Kench devours, Bjergsen over the wall, spits him back over the wall, and is back in range to kill.
to push down bot and get into it time and time again with Fake God. But there is a Poppy on the opposite end. River throwing down the ultimate to make sure you get out too. The final spark to try and layer up, and Santorin now wanting to escape to the rest of the team. Wippo has come through, World Ender activated, but Fake God is here as well and still has the explosive cast if necessary. But the root is onto Blue, which means he pops next. Santorin finds his target onto the tanky Gragas. Flash forwards from Dignitas to try and issue a bit of an escape right now.
They get the Devour off, so he's not left alone, which is critical, because he just had to flash from Blue. So the attempt from Dig to Dragon focus, and that is Hullbreaker Aatrox, constant bottom lane pressure, allowing for full vision control around Baron from Team Liquid.
He's breaking the hull.
And he has completely destroyed the hull. Teleport from Wippo to join with the rest of the team after pushing the wave on bottom.
And Wippo, he's going for it. Flashes forward, World Ender, Biofrost flashes away. The knock through from River to pin him against the wall, and the final spark to follow up. But meanwhile, on the opposite side, the Chaos Storm did drop.
Ken's bringing somebody, but it is now Dignitas, 5v4, teleport coming in.
And Fake God already getting marked down to 50% HP. River is on the opposite side. Root onto Santorin gives a slight delay, but Bjergsen continuing to trunk down here, and even some of those hits from Hansama dealing some nice damage. The stun up and the follow-up from Biofrost. Blue gets popped in the process, and even right now, Santorin is the next target of River, but even this tanky boy can only do so much without the follow from the rest of the team. Santorin coming alive once again off of the resurrection.
On to Neo.
And Fake God teleported to the mid lane to get here as quick as possible. Bjergsen wants to keep them away with a poke. Explosive cast thrown on through. You lock up Biofrost. You send him into the heat incinerator. And now Team Liquid keep their eyes on the Baron and want to make the second objective
So I
play.
could be alive sooner.
Always a plan with Wippo, I believe. I'm sure there's a lot of believers in the chat too. And because they've got that Baron buff here, the Red Bull Baron buff at that, they can take down that tier 2 in the top lane and feel pretty good about it. Even have Wippo over mid to keep ushering up that wave.
Yeah, get that hull breaker. Put that sucker back to you.
Girl.
Get away from the teammates. The tower is down.
Oh,
Baron,
Bjergsen.
engage.
Ayla, now the subject of the rest to keep Hansama in his belly. Santorin goes back in, pressing guard to push him away. Fake God ease out of this to leave River to have to flash after getting knocked up. And now Neo a little too close to the rest of the damage. They push it back onto Ayla. And now Wippo coming from the opposite side. Neo gets pop, pop, pop down. Blue throwing up the Realm for an attempted escape right now. And Wippo with the World Ender, he doesn't care. He said, Fake God, you want to be at your Nexus turrets? Come right at me, bro. I got you. A nice slash from Wippo here, coming strong in the top lane all game.
What a display by Wippo so far in this series. 330 CS. Hull breaking down the whole Dignitas team. Bjergsen popped at the start of that fight. It didn't matter. We're 2-1 TL.
Let's
A Pantheon!
Oh!
Exactly the words that were going to come out of
Yeah,
my
you're just
mouth.
searching for a chill.
Honestly, though, this is one River, which you should be able to extrapolate since they just saw him up there. Now he's going to be back down towards the bottom side of the map, and they have to be a bit more careful.
Oh, look at this.
Thank God us to be a little careful. Flashes and then the flash return from Wippo. First blood for another.
The fountain. Bottom lane's going to be a rebuttal, though.
Oh God, Biofrost flashes under turret, gets some damage onto himself. So does Neo, following up on the Q. River. He's in it as well. Tags Ayla once more, but Hansama has a poke on this Barret. So flash forward. River. Bjergsen and Santorin both making their way towards the top. River is here too. Fake God gets some time bombs on top of himself, and Wippo with the smack.
Ultimate ready once again for Bleep Bleep in the top lane. Problem is, he's dealing with extra jungle pressure, trying to allow Fake God to push in. River hovering.
Risky.
River goes in, he flashes forward. The Dragon's Rage gets Wippo to the sidelines. A flash in return, but it's not enough. Shut
Flash
down.
in the top side, I guess. It's the River getting the last laugh this time around, but it's answered by Santorin.
You know what's coming.
Blue pill all the way for the blue fans too on the side of Dignitas. I think would choose that direction. Happy about the CS that he is starting to mound down in that mid lane. But meanwhile, River still spending his time on the top side. Fake God knowing that Wippo is going to go for it. A tower shot will get him low. Throw in the shock blast through means that River gets the kill off of that gank. Stun up from the double time bomb onto the rotating Victor. And Blue is popped. Fake God and River try to make their way down to offset this, but Santorin continues in pursuit. The kick back, but is not enough. Double kill for Bjergsen. Coming back to life with the ultimate here.
Santorin on carry jungler getting buffed up.
And that's the big Rift Herald we wanted to see out of them as well.
Here. We talked about warding up deep in the jungle and then joining the rest of the team with the ultimate. River's on vision.
Oh, and he gets caught out. That's the lockup from the time bombs. Kicks away Santorin, and even that burn, he's still healthy enough to come through. Blue has rotated, manages to get the lockup with the gravity, but Santorin's still in pursuit. That's a time warp to speed him up to get in range of the Heartbreaker. And Wippo finally makes his impact elsewhere on the map. The Grand.
They were just at the point where they wanted to make a top lane play from Wippo, and they're going deeper.
Santorin's still here too. New Arcane Shift away doesn't create enough distance, and meanwhile, while Team Liquid continue that domination.
They are running the map right now. Yes, they are giving away a lot of turret damage to Jay's top lane, but that is a very favorable trade nonetheless as they clean up pretty much.
And being punished by Team Liquid. That being said, it was still only due to the Zillion Bjergsen speed up there that they were able to chase him out and continually worry about the bombs. I will say though, to me, this is the most overtuned of the objective bounties. It's the second Rift failed. Here's another bomb. Biofrost is just dead. Man, I just want to talk about bounties for 1 second.
Too bad, Kobe. They're winning by too much.
Nah, no bounties. Just bursting down by.
Kobe, what were you saying about that Rift Herald?
I feel like I've been put on timeout by the teams. Another objective bounty. This is the main new strat for us when,
this could be
when
a
teams
third
are getting
bounty.
crushed. Just talking about bounties. If you rack up all of them like this before it gets turned off, they're getting some value. You know, later purchased Varus option with the tier was at like 150 or something.
All right.
Oh, because there's a Santorin over the wall right now. Blue no longer
A lot of
alone.
those champions were sad that the stats were changed, but here's the teleport flank.
Bjergsen is here off of that teleport. Santorin goes in.
Oh, he missed the
Wippo
ult.
coming through with a grand starfall, manages to get the pop onto Neo, and now Fake God backing off as well. Throws out a Q for some additional damage, but he's on the retreat. Biofrost, the next target from that vault. Wippo knows exactly who he should be focusing on.
You want to look at the replay to see if it was range or actually timing, because they were collapsing on it and could have been.
And as we mentioned before, that soul was secured. Oh, but there's another starfall for Wippo to find Fake God.
Run,
Tries
Fake
to leap
God,
on
run.
out of it. Where are you gonna go? This bush? That bush? This cove? Your grave? Over in the mid lane though, Ayla flashing away to deal as much space as he
If they can.
Zama flashes away. River throws the ward down. Comes on through with a Q. Lascone, Biofrost is going for the lockdown with the tether, and as soon as that lock happens, there's no escape from there. Santorin on the opposite end gets pushed back, and the root coming over the wall to join Wippo and the rest of the squad. River a bit deep right now. Safeguard to hop back over towards Neo. And now Bjergsen speeding his way to join the rest of the Dragon. Team Liquid are the ones
That's without.
who have too much fun being out here.
We'll see the poke that Dig can get down here, though. This is an incredibly pivotal moment in the game.
Oh, coming on through. Wippo has arrived, leaps on forward with the vault. Again, Blue is the target, but River is here for the safeguard, kicks him back with the Dragon's Rage into the rest of the fight. Biofrost flashes over on one side. Meanwhile, Fake God, the target of Santorin, getting him down with the Heartbreaker, and Dignitas have to go into the jungle.
Wippo does
His way towards the mid lane for clear.
Yep, that is going to be a soul for Team Liquid. There's no Ezreal ultimate available.
As much as TL is dominating, there's still a window for Dig to come back.
Oh,
it might close if they can actually kill River here.
River tried to connect with the Q, got hooked. Starfall coming in. Wippo dishes a lot to Blue. River also chunked down.
Here comes
Bjergsen
Zillion.
nice and speedy over on the opposite side. The time bomb's not quite going to connect there. Enough of an escapability from eyes on the Baron. True shot barrage slices through a couple members and gives some intel over to Dignitas that this is
Good
committed. Ayla hooks on and follows.
Early games in 2 and 3, but 1 was scaling. If they can close out with the Pantheon Zillion, higher execution barrier team comp, it would be a good sign for them. That's not the type of play you want on a victory march.
Not quite. The subject of too many eyes on the side of Dignitas. The rest of Team Liquid is here, though, and they'll continue to follow through with that wave. River just continually getting poked down so that he can't actually stay long enough to try and offset this push. Baron empowered minions at the ready. A cannon one in this wave as well. Just look at that burst down that Team Liquid have at their disposal to take this inhibitor turret.
Yeah, even with Wippo in the fountain with no teleport still. And you can see it in the kill participation as well. Only 2 assists down there for the bottom laner. But Baron buff pushes in. Pantheon ults over.
Baron buff here, so it's just a standard push from them. But they've all come through effectively.
Yeah, just making sure they go slow and steady as long as they don't get...
Yeah, and that's exactly the strategy you have to go for when you're 7.6 thousand gold behind. Fake God gets slowed down. I don't think...
He can't move.
He can't. Look how slowly gets put in slow motion as things speed up onto River, who again just stopped in his tracks. Team Liquid, while Dignitas were the first into the river to get some kind of established vision, it's Team Liquid that pushed them back. Now the Elder in their sights.
All right, River, make the miracle happen. It's up to you, buddy.
It's your last chance to make a stand right here, but even with Dig on the outskirts, everybody on Team Liquid, they just sent Santorin and Layla into that back line. Blue chunked down. Theo taken out of it. 3 eliminated from Dignitas. Santorin hopping onto Biofrost. River hopped on by Bjergsen. And that, my friends, will soon be the Bud Light ace achieved by Team Liquid.
Great call there from Team Liquid. They aren't going to let him take a chance at a flip. They go for the kills, jumping over the back of the wall. Congratulations, TL, on your final spot.
7-0-6, a vintage Bjergsen Zillion game, and back-to-back lock-in finals for Team Liquid, this time without Core JJ, so using Ayla from the Academy team. As you said, Kobe, congratulations to TL.
Ooh, lad. TL, deflate the wheels of the party bus, send it over to the garage.